Emma had always been different. At just 10 years old, she had never taken a step on her own. Born with a rare muscular condition, her legs refused to support her, leaving her reliant on a wheelchair. Despite her cheerful nature, the limitations of her body weighed heavily on her young spirit. She longed to run, jump, and play like other children in her neighborhood in Scottsdale, Arizona. Her mother, Victoria, a successful businesswoman in her early 30s, had tried every specialist, every therapy, and every device money could buy. Yet nothing had given Emma the independence she desperately wanted. Victoria loved her daughter fiercely and had spent countless sleepless nights researching medical breakthroughs. She spared no expense, bringing Emma to doctors in Los Angeles, Phoenix, and even abroad. Still, each visit ended with the same frustrating conclusion. Emma's chances of walking were minimal. While Victoria refused to give up, the feeling of helplessness gnawed at her. She watched Emma's bright eyes dim slightly each time. She tried to reach for a toy or run outside, only to be reminded of her limitations. One warm afternoon, Victoria decided to visit the local market in her small town, hoping for a distraction from the relentless. Her small hands clutching a stuffed animal tightly, Victoria navigated the crowded aisles, scanning for fresh vegetables and local crafts. That's when she noticed a man, tall and lean, working on a bicycle near the corner of the parking lot. His hands were smeared with grease, yet he moved with remarkable precision, fixing the wheel of a child's bike with a smile. The mechanic's focus and skill caught Victoria's attention immediately. Curious, she approached him. "You're very talented," she said, observing the way he tightened screws and adjusted chains. Effortlessly, the man looked up and smiled warmly. "Thanks," he said. "I love seeing kids ride safely." Victoria hesitated, then found herself sharing Emma's story in a rush of emotion. "My daughter, she's 10 and has never walked. We've tried everything. Therapies, doctors, machines, but nothing works. I don't know what else to do." Expression, and then glancing at Emma. Emma's eyes followed Jack cautiously. She had grown used to strangers feeling sorry for her, offering pity instead of solutions. But Jack's gaze wasn't filled with pity. It was thoughtful, analytical, and strangely confident. He knelt to be at her level and smiled gently. "I think I can help her," he said. Victoria blinked in disbelief. "Excuse me?" she asked, unsure if she had heard correctly. Jack nodded. "I think I can make your daughter walk. It won't be easy and it will take work, but I can design something that might give her the support she needs to stand on her own." Victoria's mind raced. How could a simple mechanic possibly succeed where countless doctors had failed? Yet there was something in Jack's calm certainty, in the way he looked at Emma's legs and imagined a solution, that sparked a flicker of hope she hadn't felt in years. She studied his face for signs of bluffing or exaggeration, but found none. Finally she said, "I'm desperate. If you think you can, we'll try anything." Emma, sensing the excitement and curiosity in her mother's voice, felt a flutter of hope herself. Perhaps this man could be the answer she had dreamed of for so long. The next day, Jack invited Victoria and Emma to his garage, a modest space filled with tools, spare parts, and mechanical sketches pinned to the walls. He laid out blueprints for braces, lightweight supports, and walking aids he had been designing in mind. Emma touched one of the braces hesitantly, feeling the cold metal beneath her fingers. Jack explained how he intended to strengthen her legs gradually, combining physical therapy techniques with mechanical assistance. Victoria listened intently, amazed at the level of thought and care he had invested in a plan that seemed almost impossible. Over the following days, the garage became a hub of activity. Jack guided Emma through gentle exercises, encouraging her to lift her legs and strengthen her core. The braces were adjusted daily to ensure comfort and balance. At first, Emma struggled and often fell back into her wheelchair, frustrated and tired, but Jack never lost patience. He offered quiet reassurances and gentle corrections, showing her how to use the braces correctly and move safely. Victoria watched in awe, seeing the first sparks of hope appear on Emma's face, as she began to trust that walking might truly be possible. By the end of the week, Emma could support herself with Jack's braces, taking tentative steps with her mother close by. Every movement was met with laughter, excitement, and a growing sense of independence. Victoria's heart swelled with gratitude as she watched her daughter's confidence blossom. Jack, for his part, remained humble, emphasizing that Emma's determination was the real reason for her progress. Yet Victoria couldn't help but feel that fate had brought them together. The poor mechanic, the wealthy mother, and the courageous little girl. In that small garage in Arizona, hope had begun to take its first careful steps. Jack's garage had become a place of determination and small victories. Each morning, Emma arrived with a mixture of excitement and nervousness, ready to test her strength. The braces Jack had designed fit snugly, offering support while allowing her to feel the movement of her legs. He carefully guided her through exercises to improve balance, teaching her to trust the muscles that had long been dormant. Victoria observed closely, holding to replace frustration, and her confidence grew. The atmosphere was filled with a sense of possibility, a feeling Victoria had not experienced in years. Jack introduced playful challenges to make the exercises fun. Emma walked along taped lines, balanced on soft mats, and even played a version of hopscotch, modified for her braces. The mechanic's ingenuity turned therapy into a game, keeping her motivated. Emma's small victories each day inspired her to try harder, pushing through moments of fatigue and fear. Victoria watched, amazed at how Jack's unconventional methods worked. She began to realize that progress was not just about strength, it was about hope, creativity, and belief. The bond between the mechanic and her daughter deepened as trust replaced fear. Progress was not linear. Some days were frustrating. Emma fell multiple times, feeling defeated. Tears streamed down her face, and for a moment she wanted to give up. Jack knelt beside her, speaking softly, reminding her that every fall was part of learning. "You can do this," he said, guiding her hands to steady her stance. Victoria felt a surge of gratitude for Jack's patience, noticing that his confidence never wavered. Each stumble became an opportunity to learn, and Emma slowly understood that failure was not the end. With encouragement and persistence, she regained balance and continued to take cautious steps forward. Victoria marveled at the transformation she was witnessing. Emma, once hesitant and fearful, now approached the exercises with determination and curiosity. She asked questions about how the braces worked and tried small adjustments on her own. Jack encouraged her independence, praising each attempt, no matter how imperfect. The little girl's personality blossomed as she began to see possibilities she had only dreamed about. Victoria felt a mix of pride and relief, realizing that the journey was reshaping both mother and daughter. Jack's brilliance had given Emma the tools, but her courage and resilience were making the difference. Friends and neighbors began to notice the change. Rumors spread about a mechanic who could make the impossible happen. Some doubted while others were inspired. Victoria quietly appreciated that the focus remained on Emma and her progress, rather than Jack's growing reputation. Emma's determination was contagious, and the small garage became a place of inspiration. Victoria often joined the sessions, offering support and celebrating milestones. She realized that miracles often start in and love could transform lives in ways money alone could not achieve. As the days passed, Emma's steps became steadier. Jack introduced more complex movements, such as turning while walking, stepping over small obstacles and climbing gentle inclines. Each exercise built strength and confidence, making walking feel more natural. Victoria watched in awe, realizing that her daughter's independence was no longer a distant dream. Emma's face lit up with joy. After each successful step, her laughter echoing through the garage. Jack remained humble, insisting that Emma's courage and determination were the real miracle. Victoria felt immense gratitude for the mechanic who had believed in what others said was impossible. By the second week, Emma could take longer walks with minimal support. Her legs, once fragile and unresponsive, grew stronger under Jack's careful guidance. Victoria documented each achievement, capturing moments of progress on video. The family began imagining a life beyond the garage, playgrounds, parks, and school activities that Emma had only observed from the sidelines. Jack encouraged them to dream bigger, reminding them that consistent practice and belief could turn imagination into reality. Emma's confidence soared as she realized that she was capable of walking, running, and even playing with other children. The walls of limitation were slowly crumbling. One morning, Emma surprised everyone by taking several steps without braces for the first time. Victoria gasped, rushing to support her daughter, tears streaming down her face. Jack watched quietly, a small smile on his lips, proud of the tiny victory that meant so much. Emma's eyes sparkled with excitement and disbelief. "I did it, Mommy! I'm walking!" she exclaimed. Victoria hugged her tightly, feeling a wave of relief and joy she had not known in years. Jack's patient guidance and Emma's determination had combined to create a moment of true triumph. The journey of hope was turning into a story of achievement. As part 2 of their journey came to a close, Emma's independence had grown dramatically. The once timid girl was now confident, capable of moving around with minimal assistance. Victoria could hardly believe the progress made in just 2 weeks. Jack remained a steady presence, offering guidance, adjustments, and encouragement. The bond between all three had strengthened, built on trust, hope, and shared perseverance. Emma's smile, laughter, and newfound mobility transformed the atmosphere of the garage. Victoria realized that while challenges remained, they had overcome the most critical barrier. Emma's belief in her own strength. The impossible had begun to feel possible, thanks to courage, ingenuity, and relentless determination. The morning sun streamed through the garage windows, casting warm light over Emma as she prepared for her next session. She was more confident than ever, her legs stronger and more responsive after weeks of guided exercises. Jack stood nearby carefully, observing her posture and balance. Victoria watched from the side, her heart racing with anticipation. Today, she sensed, could be a turning point. Emma's face reflected a mixture of excitement and determination. She had practiced tirelessly, learning to trust her own body. Jack had encouraged her every step of the way, reminding her that courage and patience were as important as strength. Emma positioned herself at the start of the training mat, taking a deep breath. Jack adjusted the braces one last time, ensuring a perfect fit. Victoria held her daughter's hand lightly, ready to support her if needed. Emma looked up, her eyes shining with anticipation, and whispered, "I can do this." Jack nodded, his expression calm but encouraging. Slowly, Emma lifted her leg, planted it firmly on the floor, and then followed with the other. Step by step she moved forward, her small body trembling slightly with the unfamiliar motion. Victoria's heart swelled with pride. As Emma continued, her steps became steadier. The initial uncertainty in her movements faded, replaced by growing confidence. Jack remained patient, ready to offer guidance, but letting her lead. Victoria could hardly believe what she was witnessing. The little girl, who had once been confined to a wheelchair, was now walking almost independently. Emma's laughter echoed through the garage, a sound Victoria had longed to hear for years. Each step she took was a triumph, not just for her, but for everyone who had believed in her potential. Jack's unconventional methods had succeeded where traditional approaches had failed. Victoria could no longer contain her excitement. She rushed forward, wrapping her arms around Emma as the girl completed a small circle across the garage floor. "You did it!" Victoria cried, tears streaming down her face. Emma hugged her mother tightly, laughing with joy. Jack stood back, smiling quietly, proud but humble. He knew the real victory belonged to Emma. Victoria looked at him gratefully, feeling an overwhelming sense of appreciation for the man who had believed in her daughter's potential when so many had given up. Emma's life had changed in ways that money and therapy alone could never have achieved. The news of Emma's progress spread quickly through the small town. Neighbors and friends came to see the miracle girl, eager to witness her walking. Some were skeptical, others amazed. Victoria felt a mix of pride and disbelief as she watched Emma demonstrate her newfound mobility. Jack's name became known not for his wealth or status, but for his ingenuity, patience, and compassion. Emma's courage inspired everyone around her. Victoria realized that true breakthroughs often came from unexpected sources, and miracles were sometimes born in the humblest of places. Her daughter's perseverance had created ripples of hope throughout their community. Jack continued to guide Emma through more challenging exercises. She learned to turn quickly, navigate obstacles, and even run short distances under supervision. Victoria documented every achievement, capturing videos and photographs to share with friends and family. Emma's confidence grew daily. The braces were adjusted less and less as her strength increased. Victoria saw her daughter's spirit transform, no longer limited by fear or uncertainty. Jack's encouragement remained a constant, gentle presence. He taught her that independence was built gradually, through patience, practice, and trust in oneself. Emma was blossoming into a strong, capable young girl. One afternoon, Emma surprised them all by walking across the garage entirely without braces. Victoria's hands trembled with excitement as she witnessed this incredible milestone. Jack watched with quiet pride, knowing that Emma had truly internalized all his guidance and effort. The moment was electric, filled with joy and disbelief. Emma twirled around, laughing, and shouted, "Mommy, I'm walking!" Victoria rushed to embrace her, tears of happiness streaming down her cheeks. The years of frustration, failed therapies, and heartache melted away in that single moment. Jack's patience and brilliance had transformed a dream into reality, giving Emma a life she had only imagined before. With Emma's newfound mobility, daily life changed dramatically. She could play outside, run with friends, and attend school without relying on a wheelchair. Victoria felt a profound sense of relief and gratitude. The bond between mother and daughter grew even stronger, rooted in shared joy and perseverance. Jack remained a humble figure in the background, content knowing he had helped facilitate this transformation. Emma's courage and determination had been the key, but Jack's innovative approach had unlocked her potential. The garage had become more than a workspace. It was a place of triumph, hope, and the beginning of a new life. In the weeks that followed, Emma's progress continued. She practiced independently, explored new activities, and reveled in the freedom she had once dreamed of. Victoria celebrated every small achievement, grateful for the unexpected miracle that had entered their lives. Jack's influence extended beyond the mechanical braces. He had taught Emma about perseverance, patience, and believing in the impossible. The town admired the story of courage, creativity, and hope, seeing the little girl who defied the odds. Victoria realized that sometimes life's most extraordinary moments arise from ordinary people with extraordinary hearts, and her daughter's journey was living proof of that truth. By the end of their journey, Emma was walking confidently, her independence fully restored. Victoria and Jack watched her, play and laugh, hearts full of pride and gratitude. The garage that had once been a place of experimentation now symbolized hope, resilience, and triumph. Emma's life had been forever transformed, not just by braces or therapy, but by courage, creativity, and the unwavering belief of those who never gave up. Jack's role as a humble mechanic became legendary in their small town, and Victoria knew that this miracle, Emma walking, would be remembered as a testament to human ingenuity, love, and determination.